Folks, I'm here with my good friend, mentor, and in fact, you know what? I consider Chris a mentor of mine, even though Chris has been a coaching client of mine for some years. I learn as much from him as he does from me, so I'm here to pick his brain on your behalf. None other than All Properties Group, Chris Gilmour, mate. Thanks for hanging out, mate.
No worries, Glenn.
So, mate, for those of, you know what, there's probably no one left in the country that doesn't know Chris Gilmour. But, mate, for those who may not be as familiar with your story as some of our audience, mate, give the folks a bit of an update of your journey in real estate. Give us an overall snapshot of where you started, where you came from.
Sure. I've been in the industry 8 years now, Glenn, as you know. I think there'll be plenty of agents out there that probably don't know who I am. But there's a lot of new guys in the industry, always coming in and out. But 8 years in the industry, I started with Harcourts. 8 months later, we formed All Properties Group. Mm-hmm. Have now 4 offices. We run about 55 odd staff. Mm-hmm. So, you know, a lot's happened, and you know, you just said before off camera, a lot's happened in the past 7 years. Yeah,
definitely. Well, give us a snapshot. See, many of these guys get to come to seminars like the upcoming one, cheeky plug, www.curious.com. But I mean, you know, we've got events like the upcoming one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you've been to everything.
Yep.
What's your take, I suppose, on what training you did in those early years that led you to be $1 million performer in your 3rd year in the game, and then every year since you've maintained that? What's your take on getting this right, and what did you put in there in those early years?
Yeah, look, I went to nearly every seminar possible, just not yours, you know, everything that was on and out there, because what I wanted to do was just to see what everyone had, what sort of ideas they had, but then really just pick the brains of each and every speaker and trainer, and just worked out what I liked and what suited me, what would suit my marketplace. You know, there's ideas that you've told me that I'm like, no, it just wouldn't work, and there's ideas I've heard from another trainer, but you just mix and match everything. So, like the event with Arnold Schwarzenegger coming up in March 16th and 17th, I think out of, you know, the last 8 years, and I've been to all the major conferences, I think the lineup at this one is probably the best I've ever seen.
And so I agree, but it's not just, I mean, a lot of people, actually, you know what, given that you've started reading Arnold's autobiography as well, as I have, with regards to our headliner, sort of, you know, there might be someone out there that's kind of thinking, oh, what can Arnold Schwarzenegger teach us? What's your take on what you're looking forward to learning from someone who, is he just a movie star, or what have you learned from his bio?
Yeah, I think that's the narrow-mindedness of people. You know, they go, oh, what's a movie star going to tell us? Well, if you actually know his story, he was actually a property developer. That's where he made his money.
Yep.
So we're so alike. You know, like he obviously he was a bodybuilder and he mailed out all these programs and made money that way. But then the story of just buying all those buildings along the beach and making what it is today, sort of, you know, that's what we're in. We're in that game. So I think if you go in with an open mind and go, oh, it's just not Arnold Schwarzenegger, he actually does have a story, very poor upbringing, you know, bodybuilder started at 16 or whatever he was, and then made millions, and then said, I'm not doing a movie unless I get paid 20 million. Like, that's no different to us in real estate. My fee is this fee. This is, I believe I'm worth this much. So I think you can take a lot from anyone. And I just can't wait to get a really cool selfie with Arnie and post it on Facebook. I think it's going to be really cool.
Well, and on that, I mean, folks, that's one of the things, the reasons that we're doing this is Arnold is lending us the credibility of his, you know, 30-year brand, really. That's what he's got. And by us associating with him, even if it's a quick selfie at the after party, that's him lending us his brand for our brand. So,
yeah, 100%. So I know what I'll be doing with that photo. Like all my monthly newsletters will be going out to my database. You know, like who better to be standing next to? So I think that's really, you know, and I've had people just in my farm area that follow me on Facebook knowing that I'm speaking there, and they just said, man, you're the guy that's speaking with Arnold. So I think it's just, yeah, I'm lucky I'm speaking, but I think if anyone that's going there and then gets to meet him and any of the speakers, I think it's going to be valuable.
Well, I think because you've become a master of your monthly newsletter, it's infamous in your area, everyone reads it, because there are stories that are actually stories. So one of the things, and I don't know if you're going to be doing this, but one of the things, my recommendation is an article, even a photo of Arnold that says what I learned from Arnold, and then maybe writing your notes into your newsletter to help your community, because everyone's going to read that article.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't think there's anyone, you know, probably more famous than Arnold apart from Richard Branson and Zuckerberg. You know, so yeah, look, it's
next year I'll get Barack Obama.
Yeah, Obama would be pretty cool. That would be cool.
But okay, so on that, I suppose, with those training in those early years, I love the way you took some things that you learned from, whether it's me or Bob Wolf or John McGrath. Give us your take on how you've, you know, I love the way you've improved on the ideas. When you get them, you take them and you improve them. What's the thinking, and how does that process work for you?
It's pretty easy, Glenn. I'm a perfectionist in everything that I do. I believe what we charge is a professional fee. So everything that we do, you know, even like our folder there or whatever we have going on, it has to be world class. It's that simple. So I will take an idea from any of the speakers and then just try and refine it, make it a bit better if I can, trial and test a couple of different little things. But then, like in my coaching program with my students, they get my ideas and make it better again, and
it pisses you off sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Why couldn't I think of that? But
yeah.
You know,
but it's the way we all as a group grow, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I like listening to a lot of young speakers. Nothing against the older speakers, but I think real estate now is so fast paced with technology and trying to keep up with everything that's out there. You know, people just want all the information like that. So I like getting all that sort of stuff, but helping others improve as well. And then when I get emails or phone calls and saying, Chris, you know, we got an email this morning saying this is the testimonial we got from everything we learned, and that makes me really happy, because it's giving them a lifestyle. Like, we do really well out of it, you know, selling real estate like most of the top performers would in Australia, but I don't mind helping people as well. You know, even my competitors down the road, they're in my coaching program too.
Yep.
You know,
I love how giving you are with that. You know that. Let me ask you, because I love the fact that now you have testimonials from agents, stuff that you've learned and giving back. What's some of the learnings that you're still getting? I mean, as a coach yourself, are there any of the guys that are still, I suppose, inspiring you as to what's possible? Guys like Marcus, whether it's Marcus or Tom or Jay or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, look, probably who I put in high regard in Australia. Obviously, John McGrath, I think, is nearly everyone's. Look, but yeah, Marcus, definitely. Giminello, what he does in Melbourne is just incredible.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no wonder he's number one in Australia. Phil Harris, I've got massive regard, and I think Phil's one of the best agents definitely in Australia, and a boss as well. I learned a lot from Tom. You know, Tom sort of really showed me, well, hey, I can double what I'm doing by just doing a couple of little other things. So,
and interesting though, because Tom Carlin, again, who's going to be joining us as well, he looks at you as a mentor, and yet you're saying that he's taught you as well.
Yeah, and another guy is Dean Harper. In Tassie. So Dean's in Launceston. Like, you know, selling $300,000 homes, and you know, we speak probably nearly every 2 days.
Wow.
And
he's got a sharp eye. Well, we had him speaking at Be Phenomenal, and he couldn't make it, and so one of his students, Josh, got up and did his stuff. But they've got a magnificent business as far as their brand is concerned.
Yeah, you know, and like right now we've got our pre-listing kit, and I'll be speaking about this in my talk, but how I've just now recreated an entire pre-listing kit. So Jesse James, if you're watching this, you made my pre-listing kit really good. Well, I've just smashed yours completely out of the park. So,
well, isn't that interesting though? Because on that point, what Chris is referring to is exactly the same. As you might have learned something from me, you made it better.
Yeah.
Or in the pre-listing kit, you learned something from Harcourt's.
Yeah.
And you made the blue box better. And then Jesse learned from you and made this killer pre-listing kit. And now, you know, Chris is throwing it back down. So even though this sounds like, you know, it's a little, I suppose, controversial, this is all us continually pushing each other to get
just raising the bar. I want to get to a point, Glenn, where myself and my agents and anyone in our training program get to a level where they're untouchable. You know, where they're so far in front of anybody else that it's so clear and easy. You know, I've got the luxury where I can just walk into a home and pretty much just say, this is my fee, this is what we do, this is our system, this is our strategy. They sign their list. But for the agents that don't have that, you know, just yet, I like to grow them from that to get to that, you know, where you just walk in, you're the expert. So, but yeah, wait until you see the new killer pre-listing. But it's using the technology, speed and everything. Still haven't gone away from the concept, but just improved it probably 100 times better. And that's come from the help with Dean. You know, so Dean uses what we do, and he's just gone, nah, we'll do something like this, and so we've come up with this. So we'll release that in March 16th.
Wow, I love it, man. I love it.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. I love how you're basing everything on the right principles, and then the particulars of the execution are continually raising the bar. I love it. I love it. And so giving the folk who are watching this a snapshot, maybe even if they can't make it, what are going to be the overview of what you, like the big rocks? I know we haven't got time here today to get into the particulars, but what are the big rocks, the big systems that you think have led you to what you just described, being able to walk into a listing where that seller is pre-sold on Chris Gilmour?
We break them down into probably different sections. We talk about our the first step is getting the call in. Okay, so what do you need to do to get the call in? So that comes back to prospecting. So that's going to be one stage of the talk. In the ideas of what we're doing, what we did in the past, what you should have. And how regular and consistent.
I was going to say, is consistency part of the mix?
Consistency, it's all about the consistency. But just subtle information that's going to be on the flyer or the direct mail. Something completely new that we've put into the new system 2.0 is direct mail. So we're doing a lot more direct mail as opposed to what we were doing before. So we've combined the two now. So that's more about how to get into the home. Then we'll be talking about how, once we're in the home, how to convert 98% of every home that you walk into. You don't want every single listing. But you know, with the killer pre-list kit that we'll launch the new system of and the new way that we're doing it, then going through the tour of the home and our seller survey, what questions to ask, how to know when to close them and when to close them. You know, and just little things like that, and then how to take a property from listing to sold and achieving a record price or anything like that. So, and we're going to be talking a little bit about open homes. So I still believe open homes are still one of the major parts of our business, where we...
Well, they're our game day. That's showcase.
Yeah, 100% it is Saturday for us. I don't work Sundays, as you know, but Saturday is obviously game day. And I'll talk about how I can run 18 open homes on a Saturday, cram them all in, still have the quality, the service, the follow-up, and still blow away our competitors. And we've got a couple of new things that we're doing during the open home as well. So like it's what I call a live open home. So that's all I'll give you. A live. Live. So
because I don't even know what he's talking about.
No,
he gets it from me too half the time.
So no, it's just a new thing that we're doing during our open home.
Cool.
You know, in that 30 or 25 minute open home. It's like a little, I'll release more of it.
Oh, he's teasing you folks, I love it, he's teasing me too. Cool, and I love that because I remember, mate, it was 7-8 years ago, the first product I ever saw come through that he bought from me on eBay was the Ultimate Open for Inspection little CD, and you've improved it out of sight, but based it still on those sound principles of blowing away your competitors.
Yeah, 100%. You know how, you know, like I know how I can get double the amount of people to my open homes than anybody else. You know, there's little things, little tactics and ideas and strategies on how to do that. And I'll share it all on March.
Cool. That'll be cool. Excellent, mate. So what we pick his brain, I'll get one more little gold nugget from him, and then he's got an appointment he's got to go to, so we've got to get him on his way. What would be your take? You're notorious for getting high prices. In your area, it's staggering. Every second sign seems to say Chris Gilmour sold for more than the asking price. Mate, is there anything you can give where you get those prices, where your marketplace, you've got a reputation for getting more even than they want? What's the tip?
Yeah, look, it's well, it's that formula, you know, MB plus EC plus IC equals PP.
Come on, mate, help us out. Let's have it.
MB plus EC plus IC equals PP. So all we're doing is getting more buyers that are emotionally connected, putting them into competition equals a premium price. And that is our whole system is just worked around that core formula.
It's engineered to do one of those things.
It sounds very scientific, and when you write it down, you show them and stuff like that, but it's just getting more buyers, putting them in competition, okay, finding the heart buyer, and That's it. Yeah, it's very easy to do.
Does fear of loss come into that? Does more buyers mean you're tapping on the fear of loss, that by them seeing each other, they go, oh, I better pay that extra because there's so many other competition?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's a really hot market at the moment, so it's a little bit easier. Okay, but that's, you know, not taking away from that, but it's the whole system and the formula works. It's all about one, pricing the home right, and encouraging and getting the buyers there. It's positioning it right on the internet. So obviously we do a lot of premieres and the higher paid ads, you know, for the vendors. But it's more the way that we conduct it, how our tonality, the way that we talk to our buyers. We have 2 of them in the open home, so we can sort of really play them off each other. So as you know, I'm not really with auctions. Just booked 2 yesterday though.
But you got your first one away not so long back.
Yeah. Officially under the hammer. We've done 2 under the hammer now.
Nice.
I've got another 2 auctions coming up, but I felt they're the right homes to go to auction with in the right areas. But it's more just getting the buyers in competition, and I'll share all that, how I do that.
Yep. Because I know there's more to it that we've got time for.
Oh yeah, 100% there is. It's a full system.
Yep.
You know, running the perfect open home. But I'll talk about how I can do 18 on a Saturday, starting at 9 o'clock, finishing at 3. Still doing follow-up, still being able to serve lollies and coffee and having your music and your smell and everything staged and presented. Very, very easy.
Excellent, mate. All right, so my last question for Chris, which is, look, it's a little promotional, mate, but say someone right down that lens of that camera is sitting there thinking, I don't think I'll go to this one. What would be your advice to someone sitting on the fence going, I don't know, maybe I'll go to another conference? What would be your advice to the fence sitter?
Look, if you are thinking about coming to the Arnold Schwarzenegger, mate, we've forgotten to talk about Josh Altman.
Oh, mate, yeah. Well, I don't forget, mate. I love the guy. I spent 3 days with him.
But not only do you have, you got Arnie, who's the headline act, we got Josh flying all the way over from America.
Arguably one of the most famous agents in the world.
Made $100 million home. He's doing today or something. Like,
yeah, he's got a list. It's a block of land. It's a block of land right on his beach, 100 million. His comm on this one, if he sells it at asking price, 2.5 million.
Yeah, so you sell one home and take the rest of the year off. It'd be great.
But he's a workaholic, mate. He ain't stopping.
Yeah, so I think we can learn a lot from Josh.
Definitely.
In how the way he looks, you know, like I'm wearing my new Biggins suit. Okay, there's a plug there for Biggins in Melbourne, but I'm wearing this because Marcus.
Yeah.
You know, I saw Marcus when he came up last year.
Yep.
Whatever it was, Big Phenomenal #2.
Yep.
And I saw Marcus walk in, and I'm like, mate, he just looked sharp.
He did.
And that was one part of my look that I didn't look as sharp as him. Okay, yeah, he's selling the $10-20 million homes. Doesn't matter if I'm selling $400,000 homes, I can still look sharp. So now I wear $1,500 suits. There were 4 of them.
Yep.
You know, so it's just refining every little last thing. So that's what I picked up. I didn't pick up anything from Marcus. It was just the way it looked.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you can come to these seminars and you can pick up so much, but you got Dane, Aaron, Jay Stanley with 270 listings. Denny Hayes is off the charts.
Best marketer in this country.
Like, that dude's just off the chart. That's all I'll say about Denny. So, you know, you'll learn a lot about how aggressive he is and his style of marketing, but that's why he's the #1 agency in Geelong. So I think, yeah, there's other conferences, I certainly know that. One, the weather's better in Queensland. You know, it's just going to be an awesome event, I've got no doubt. So my entire company, everyone from our company is going.
Well, and you were the, I mean, that's the thing, when we released that lineup, Chris is speaking at it, and you were the first one to say, where do I send the check to pay for the whole company to come?
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, this is not, there's no full freight. These guys pay a full fee, you know, so mate.
I'm paying for it. So, but no, that's all good, because I know that there is going to be a lot of value. Even if we get an hour with Josh and 1 hour with Arnie, you're going to pick up so much from everyone that you're just going to walk away with your head exploding full of ideas. But that's just going to set you up for the next year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
because you've been to these things before, it's real implementables, isn't it? It's not just motivation. They leave with what to do, when to do it, how to do it to get $1 million career, should they choose to implement.
Yeah, look, you're going to get your motivation from some of the speakers, but the 8 of the 10 speakers are going to give you cold hard facts that they're doing every single day. Like myself, I'm just going to tell you what I do.
Yeah, and it's not in the early 2000s, it's stuff that is working in the 2015 market.
So it's going to be the best kick-ass 2-day event. The weather is better. Glenn's not really speedy.
No,
Okay,
since Josh Alpin said he wanted to come, I had to give him my spot.
Yeah, so I think that's the best thing about it. So we don't have any twiddle moments. So I think that's going to be really cool. So it's just going to be cool. You're going to be surrounded probably, you know, there's going to be over 1,000 people there. You're going to be surrounded by some of the best agents in the country and around the world. I don't know, you'd be nuts. How much is a ticket?
Yeah, 199.
$199 bucks.
Yep. Well, man, I mean, Matt Steinwait's coming. He just phoned me up and he said, me and Logan are coming up.
Yep.
So, you know, you could be sitting next to the legends of this industry. He didn't want to speak. He just wants to be there, mate. So it's...
So here's a guy, and there you go. There's the mentality of Matt.
Definitely.
Obviously bringing his sort of pro surfer Logan.
Yeah, Logan
Logan just
old.
wants to see Arnie.
Yeah, that's right.
But you know, he's a $2.5 million earner, and he's there.
Yeah, he's there.
So
and he doesn't. It's not even just. It's not ego. It's not to speak. He told me, Twids, don't go make a big deal of it. You know.
Yeah, and look, Marcus is coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
So number 1 agent in Australia. So you know, when you got those sort of people there, you know, I think you'd be mad. You know, even in the breaks, you know, I'll be standing around. You can squeeze 10 minutes with them. Anyone, I'll be doing the exact same.
Yeah.
So people probably want to come and chat to me. I'll be want to go chat to Marcus or Jay or someone like that. So
I often say that we learn as much at the bar or on the breaks or at lunch or, you know, afterwards as we do sometimes from the seminars because of the connections we end up making. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so folks, there it is. Man, thanks for hanging out, bud. As always, I know you got to run. Chris Gilmour, folks, look him up on Facebook, connect, tag him in, and more importantly, come and see him at the Queensland Real Estate Agent Summit, starring Chris Gilmour, but he's backed up by some decent speakers as well. Arnold, you know, Josh. Thanks again, man, folks. We'll see you there.